Hey there, everyone. Hello. Welcome to Magnolias live in downtown Norfolk, Nebraska. I'm Amy, and today we're going to be doing a lovely winter scene with white and silver today. We know you love these ethereal looks, so that's what I'm going to be setting up for you today is a white and silver look. And if you have some time to hang out with me, we're going to review it live here for the next hour. So jump on, say hello. Thanks so much for joining me. It's a beautiful wintry day in downtown Norfolk, and we definitely have the cold weather hitting us today, so it feels like it's time to cozy up with pretty things, lots of lights. You need some soup on the stove and a beautiful home to look at in the evening with these dark early evenings. Hey everyone, thanks for jumping on. Amy here. Joining me today, Kim is hanging out, Ruth is hanging out. Hello everybody. Hi Tracy, how are you today? There's Norma. Thanks everyone. Then I'm not alone. It is cold in Wisconsin, Judy says. Oh, I believe it. It's probably colder than here. Although I don't think the high here is going to get above 30 today. It's not very toasty and the sun is not out. So gloomy day, but Kathy's got all the sun she needs in Kauai. Good for you. Wow. So welcome. I started setting everything up. I'm a little behind today with the way the day's going at the store. We've just been so busy this week, you guys. Oh my goodness. The phone is ringing off the wall. The store is full of customers nonstop. Everybody is doing all the last minute things. I say last minute because if you're a decorator, by the time it hits December, I figure that most people have done the majority of their decorating by the first week in December, but it seems like a lot of local people are still picking up things for their first round of decorating. So maybe everybody's behind. Maybe it's not just me. That could be. So what I wanted to show you today was this whole cart of stuff that I haven't had a chance to completely unload at all. So we're going to be winging it as we go. That's about the best thing I can say about that. We've got a gorgeous garland that I put together here on the mantle for you using two different stems. And our famous lights that are looking so great. Oh, I just dropped this on the floor. I was going to use my Beekman hand cream today. I am running around without gloves and my hands are super dry. As you know, if you don't know, Beekman is our body care hand cream line, and this is the goat milk hand cream that I keep everywhere. We have little tubes of this and pumps of this in all the different rooms of the store and the warehouse, trying to keep our hands from getting cut and cracked open. You know how that goes. So I am going to try that a little bit today. Hello everyone. Thanks for jumping on. We're doing a silver and white look. I've got several lanterns out. I've got some accents. I've got some stems. We can put together some trays. I just shaped this gorgeous white garland. And today, Kate is going to drop links from home. She is not feeling well, and she's not got a voice today. So we're going to let her drop links. She won't be here to talk us through it. Just me. You get me to do the talking. Oh, let's see. The necklace is noisy. That could be. That might be the case. Alrighty. These are the microphones from yesterday. So if it doesn't sound fantastic, that's just the way this microphone is. We will use it today because the street traffic is loud. So what I thought we could start with today was some of our deer and get those out. And then we also have other noisy things like jingle bells. I kind of wonder what this white on white look would look like. And I'm going to have to bump the camera back, so hang on a second, so that you can see the table, not the window, not my messy Christmas tree, just the table. Here we go. And get a good look at everything that I'm going to lay out on the table before we start working on the mantle behind us. So we have a really pretty white pine garland here, and this is the winter snow cedar garland that is all white, not to be confused with some of the other pieces that we carry, but this particular item we have in this 4-foot garland, and we also have it in a spray. As far as I know, the spray is still available. I didn't go looking for that. And these jingle bells come in red and white. I'm going to use the white ones here. They come on a jute cord. I'll hold it up again so you can see it. Just like this. And they're dropping like so. So if you wanted to drape these off of the fireplace the way we have it back here. I certainly could add these. There's Kate's comment for today. She's struggling at home and she's working on marketing while she's there. So no sense having her at the store. Everybody's getting sick at the store. We don't want to expose more people. But it seems to be going around our area, the crud, we call it, the crud. So these little jingle bells have enough jute cord that you can really get them placed well in a garland. And I would like to also lay lights in this garland, but I didn't have a chance to go find any light sets. So what I think I'm going to grab is just do a little diorama. Is that a concept that we can call it? We're going to do a little display that you could imagine on a table or also on your fireplace would also work. There's lots of different things that we could tuck in to just sort of combo up things to make a new look. This white pine cone, for instance, will help us with our white on white look. It is a plastic pine cone, glitter pine cone pick. This is all the size of it. It's not a tall piece. They're covered in white glitter, and they kind of have a little dark color peeking through, but I like to use them to tuck in things to layer more white on white effect. So let me add a couple of these picks to the center today. And then what I'm trying to get at here, oh, here's my jingle bell. My jingle bell goes back here. We're going to add that to our lantern today. That's going to be a pretty combination. And the deer is still in its packaging, so let me get this guy out. These things come so well packed. If you order any of our deer, we always have all this styrofoam for them, so you can be sure to keep them from year to year at your house in a secure way. Look at this guy. Isn't he gorgeous? Completely white on white. Now he has, just like the pine cones, has a little bit of color showing through. So, do we still have bells in red? Yes, Sharon. This particular bell, which Kate has probably dropped a link, or she will, comes in red and comes in white. I only grabbed the white today. We've been using them also in clusters. Just take the whole strand, leave it in a pile, and use it as bowl filler. It looks great in a bowl, and if you just leave the whole cluster unwrapped, or don't unwrap it and stretch it out, it also makes a nice draping kind of thing to add to a teardrop. So it's got lots of uses for the jingle bell, and you can hear they have a good bell inside of them. They have a nice realistic bell sound. So we have more than one deer. This particular guy just comes in one pose, but he might be a left and a right. I actually can't remember if they do come with two, like a match set. You'll have to check the website link because I only grabbed a single reindeer to show you today. So he has a nice spot to stand here, and we're going to make sure that he goes back in this box when I'm done showing him. Such a good looking reindeer. And then the other thing I wanted to grab was this tree. Here it is. Literally, I have a giant cart piled up beside me of things. I wanted to grab this tree in glass. Now, our glass trees were a huge hit. We have very few left. We have gold, we have ivory. We're basically sold out of blue. There's a handful of little blue ones left, if that's helpful for you. And this particular guy was $35. He's the small silver snowy glass tree. If we have other sizes and they're not in the online store, you can also check and see what we offer at the store, the retail store. But items like this are 25% off. The bell, the deer, 25% off. Oh, good. Carol verified that they do come in a left and a right. Perfect. So I only grabbed one. I don't want to have any more deer at risk with me. I don't want them to get broke. And we do have the pine pieces at 15% off today. So the pine things are going to be a different price point. So we could put these little trees here, and I would use, at your house when you're doing your tablescapes, just use inexpensive books, whether they're vintage books or they're new books, and you take the paper covers off and just get down to the colored binding. I think books are always really good for staggering and creating a look here that is helpful. Now I'm going to add a little silver because we have the silver tree. So we're just sort of building on the table with our runner in place. And this is maybe a different concept because I might normally create designs that I am wiring together. And, you know, on DIY day, I'm making these designs kind of permanent by creating them, wiring them up, twisting them together. This is more of a one time only lay it together kind of concept. So it's a little easier to do this sort of look, and it is reversible. You're not creating anything permanently. You're just building it right on the table. So we're going to tuck in this nice looking silver berry, which I like for this purpose because you're able to wiggle it into the display and spread it through without it looking too chunky. So it's just kind of like placing things together, and we're adding a little silver, which jazzes it up quite a bit. And also I would recommend lights. We have a lot of different kind of lights. In addition to the borealis orbs behind me, this would lend itself well, being white, to anything that's going to be our pure white color of lights. So the light that is the brighter white, not the warm color of the borealis. When you get the white ones, they look really good in here too. So there's definitely going to be many choices of lighting. I just failed to grab any of those and bring them into the light room today. So let's lay a second stem in here, one going this way, and that's going to look great underneath the deer. So you're still seeing all these different elements. You're just not realizing that it's not a design, it's just laid together because we're tucking them in there. So that looks great. And if you had some silver candlesticks, that would look perfect. Or, you know, a lot of us older ladies have the glass or crystal candlesticks. Wouldn't it be pretty to put some clear glass candlesticks on here? We don't often carry things like that, but if you have been married for over 20 years, you maybe were gifted some for your wedding that you never used. Do you guys have those in your china closet? Little crystal taper candle holders. Maybe you got some chunky pillars, but if you have some crystal pieces or some clear glass, that would look beautiful to get some taper candles in this display as well, to add more white and add a little bit more sparkle. So this is look number one, built out right here, just on the table, and a simple idea. This easily could just shift back here to the mantle and create a really nice look. If you needed more height, I wonder if I can try this idea. I haven't, but at the store, Jane put together a display where she did, let's see if I can slide this forward. She did this right through here. Yeah, it'll all fit. So this is the large lantern that comes in black and white. I know we're super limited in black. I didn't pay attention to how many white ones we have, but we do have some. And we could add a lot of drama by just working this lantern in. So this is a 10 by 10 size lantern. I'll get my book built in there. We're going to let the garland run towards the front. Can you still see okay? Let the garland run towards the front. There, even the bells are going to cooperate and drape down. And put our tree back in here like this. Cute. That looks nice. Can you see it all? So getting creative with these elements. Now, one thing about it is this lantern, or any lantern for that fact, unless it's a Christmassy looking lantern, can be used year round. So an investment in a lantern is always a good thing. It's kind of just like a tray. You get a lot of different uses out of it. And this is really a cute little way to feature the tree. This tree fits well in this lantern. Here's the small version. By the way, the lantern is regular price, $68 for the white bead handle lantern. The small is $54. And if you had a narrower tree, this is a 6 by 6 base. Depends what you have that you want to put inside the lantern. 6 by 6 base, but the opening to get it in there, oh, it's actually 6.5 inches. To get it between the slats, it would have to be something that is 4.5 inches across, because the space from inside to inside is just 4.5 inches. So you also have that size. And as you can see, these little bells, which are very limited. In fact, I think they told me I had one set here at the store. And I don't have a way to wire this on, do I? I'm looking to see if there's anything. Well, I have a bare wire. That's not very exciting, but we could try it. If we hung the bells in there and just added them to it, I would probably be putting a whole situation on the top of this with a little bit of pine up above and wiring this bell up to the top with my pine, because obviously you don't want to see this wire. Nope, I can't flip it around. I'm going to drive you crazy if I keep messing with it. So we have a short one that's a little smaller. We have the big one up here. And if you were to decorate the top of it, do I have anything with me that I could lay up on the top of it? What we need is a good pine spray in a snowy look, which I don't think is in this room. Not seeing any pine sprays. We do have this fun little silver fern though that we could hang up here. So that might be good. There we go. It just means you're building things out of elements instead of having items that are specifically created for these purposes. You're just sort of winging it out of things that you had in your collection or single stems that you add. Depends what you've been doing at your house. All of these looks could have color added to them. Wouldn't it be pretty to add blue to this also? Blue would look great. Obviously red would look great. And even this fun bright green that we've been doing in Snowdrop would be gorgeous with this. So now we got a little something over there with the bells draping the little tree and the deer. There we go. Now a completed look. I wish I could just lift this all and set it on the back of the fireplace because it would look perfect there. But I'm going to put my deer back in the box so that nothing happens to him. We don't need a deer incident today. There we go. He needs to go to your house. We have a couple of those, and as Carol said, we have them in more than one direction, like there's a left and a right facing one. So let's set this down and get it out of the way and try something else. I've been doing a lot of tabletop looks for people at the store when they come in and ask for help. And we always like to find them a great runner to start with. So we've been showing you lots of textiles lately and making sure you see all the cool things. This is one of my faves. And oh, it doesn't look like this one's been opened. This is just the coolest thing. Have you seen this mesh one online? So it looks like, I don't know, what do you want to call it? It's woven and it's a silver mylar cord kind of thing. Hold it up there. You can see that it has a lot of body. It's a great looking runner, and if you don't want something that is solid, looking for the tag, there's no tag on it. If you don't want something solid, this one's really an interesting look. It is 16 by 72. Yes, and you can layer it. So this would look good with a color underneath it. If you want to layer it over red, over black, wouldn't that be modern? Over the white fur. Just keep in mind that it's 16 inches wide. And that one is a bit more unusual. So of all the different types of runners we have, this is the only one that is kind of a non-fabric runner. Then we have this particular guy, which is fun material. It is unlined, so the back of this fabric is kind of this thicker, what do you want to call it? So we have a dimpled, kind of a dappled is what I'm trying to say, white silver combo on the face. It's hemmed. Yeah, Jane says this looks like chicken wire. Well, kind of. It's classy chicken wire. That's what it is, Jane. It's classy chicken wire. It is not wire. It's a mylar cording would be my guess. And it just is a woven piece. It will lay flat if you stretch it out. I just think you got to turn it so that the curl wants to go down. And then this piece is 15 by 72. So they're both the same length. One is a little wider than the other, but you could layer one over the top just for a textured thing too, like this. Isn't that pretty? So something different in silver. If you're a silver lover, exactly. So this is going to be a fun little layered combo. Now, what else can we build on here? I've got another style of deer, and there is actually two different styles of deers coming out. This one, I think the other style to this might have sold out. We had a sitting and a standing, and usually the standing ones sell first. So we still have, the sitting one might be gone though. And this is the reindeer in white. Doesn't have another title, but what's different about this piece is that instead of being resin, he's made of foam. So if you want to do a design with the reindeer and glue it onto a block of foam in a tray and make a whole forest of greenery around it, that's kind of why I ordered this. You could also put it in a very large wreath and get this piece like a 30-inch wreath or a 36-inch. You could wire it into a wreath and just add some white wire around, or pipe cleaners around his legs, and secure him in the wreath. He's just lightweight for design purposes. He's also keeping the cost low. So this particular deer will be less expensive than any of the full-size ones. I'm also going to show you how to kind of make a little mini centerpiece, which is just fabricating things from elements again. This is a fun little candle ring, and it comes as a wreath as well. So this one has total span, I think it's the snow twig, of 15 inches, and the center is a 6-inch opening. It's your basic candle ring. So something like that works great around your little tree, around a water globe. We even have an angel I'm going to pull out later that this becomes a nice base around something like that. So this is super cute by itself, but if you are needing a centerpiece and you just need to rig it to look like a little accent next to a deer like this, we're just going to take this as a base, and this is a silver pine spray, also comes in gold. We have two of them here, and I'm going to lay them in the same direction into this wreath, just laying. I'm not going to even worry about the stem and where it's going, it's just going under. But I'm going to wrap it through to add some silver. So we're comboing up and we're creating things out of snow and silver today if you're joining us late. Just for fun, showing you some of these elements. The little snow wreath is going to be a 15% off pine item today. And our Christmas things that I'm showing you here, like the runners, like the reindeer, are at 25 off. And that is our discount today. And you've got some of these things potentially at home too. So by giving you these ideas, you might go, oh, I have that. Just like you said, you have the runner. So let's see. Keep this reindeer in here. We're going to nestle him, and we're making like a little accent floral. Then we're going to take this fun poinsettia and help me remember to tell you how to shape these things. I do these things and I don't even explain what I'm doing. I have to remember to do that. So when we're shaping our flowers, I think a poinsettia is one of the hardest flowers to shape, because you get to this point where then you have to decide, are the petals flat? Do the petals curve up? You know, if you look at a real poinsettia, when you walk past them in the grocery store, they are not curving up on the ends. They're generally laying down. So I try to shape things true to nature. So for me, a poinsettia is going to shape downwards, and we're moving each petal to give it some curve. Because if you don't, it looks very flat and it looks like it just came out of a box. The other thing you can do with this paper wrap stem is just give it some curl. So you could cut it off. And if you did, the paper wrap would want to unravel. So keep in mind, anytime you cut those stems, you just want to dip the end in glue. Even if it's just Elmer's glue, it will hold it. We're going to lay two of these into this piece to fill the gap, and it makes it kind of the centerpiece, doesn't it? So it's not hard at all. Now, if this was on my table, Obviously your dare is pointing to the front, but we can use poinsettia number 2 to fill in the back side of the candle ring. So let's do the same thing here. And when you curve them, sometimes you sort of have to work them. It goes a little bit better without bumping the paper, to just work it over instead of bending it. There we go. Let's lay this guy in the back here. So he's just tucking around and under. Obviously you could cut it. You don't need to though. And that's what I'm showing, is how you just can layer up stems. And then next year, maybe my plan is different and I need to put these in a vase. So I haven't cut them off. Okay, so then our poinsettia can lay and fill the backside too. And you get pretty much a centerpiece in the round just by placing those two things back to back. Those are really big poinsettias. They make a nice statement and they aren't an expensive flower. They also have an interesting texture to them. I didn't show it up close, did I? But the texture on the flower has, the fabric has a striation of white and silver. There you can see it. It's got a really nice finish and it's extra large for the money. So this combo works really well to create your centerpiece effects without a container, without a lot of trouble. It's just using a really easy concept of layering on a candle ring, which is a good plan, I think. If you were doing this with other objects, you could shift the flowers off to the side, and let's see how else these could work, and still use them with elements like the candle holders. Let's show it with a candle holder also. Hopefully you're still able to see all this stuff. I'm trying to keep it in the frame. This is a pretty little glass. These are super low in quantity, but I grabbed one off the shelf. Do I have a Fia flame? Hopefully I do. Good. It lights up. So this is our regular white colored LED Fia flame, which we carry in a miniature size and in a tall size. I believe this particular item could be out of stock at the moment, coming in at the end of the month, but we do carry the other sizes right now. And you also could use just a regular LED candle. Maybe I should be doing that, because these we do have in sets of 3. And that helps your trees light up. There, can you see how much better it is with light in it? So this candle holder is the small Chilly Night candle holder. $18.50 is the regular price, and then this is 25% off also. So a very low price, and it nestles into the candle ring that we added the extras to. And what you'd want to do is, I mean, I don't have a light book. I should, like, you could put something underneath the candle holder to help it stand up, but actually what you should do is just buy the large one if we have that one available. There is large and small in stock. So this little guy looks great in the center as a centerpiece. Also, it's glowing on your table and not overly large. If you just need something small, this is a great little makeshift something small. Let me see if I can get that angel out and show you the angel. She is gorgeous, but I'm going to need some batteries. And I'm also going to need, I do have batteries. Do I have a scissors? Let me see how I can get this open. I should have had more helpers. Today I'm kind of on my own over here. They're shipping your orders today, and it's going really well. They're getting stuff out every day lately. We are on top of it. So here we go. This is going to be a very fun look, but better with batteries. This is the angel with silver glitter. She was $78.50. Looks like she holds 3 AA batteries. Let's see how she looks in our little centerpiece design today too. Let me light her up. Hopefully these batteries are doing their job. We never know if we have good ones or, oh good, she works. She is on. We never know if we have good batteries or dead batteries, just like at your house. There we go. That is, oh yes. Thank you, Jennifer. She's pointing out we just need to rest this on a candle holder. You're absolutely right. This is a 4-inch diameter cylinder. It would look fantastic on a candle holder, and so would the angel. Actually, if she could stand up this high, that would be better than if I set her on the table. But there she is on the table. So the angel, we've always admired this one because it's a little unusual the way they did her wings. Usually in the past, when we have these, the wings and everything would be clear. But this particular piece, she's got clear detail in her arms, and then the wings are frosted and silver beaded. They are beads and sequins and gems, and then the base also. So we have an on and off switch right back here. It is not a timered item, just off and on, and it also does not come with the USB cord. So just so that you know how this one is operating. She is beautiful, and the size is substantial. So if you have somebody who would enjoy this, you know, a lot of people like in nursing homes and assisted livings are so limited on space that it's nice to have things that light up if you can't squeeze a tree into your living area. So she's about 5.5 inches wide, and she's about 13 inches tall. And she's also just perfect in this candle ring. You know, if we lose the flowers and go simple, the candle ring with a little bit of extra silver is very pretty, comboed up with her look there today. So that piece, whoops, might be the perfect addition to the angel. Really nice looking. So there you have it. She was $78.50. She's 25% off. And I might have missed it, but Kate's dropping links for you today. So thanks for hanging out. We got to make sure we have enough time to get to everything on the fireplace. So let me keep going. There is a whole bunch over here on my cart. I don't want to miss anything, and I also don't want to bump anything as I'm showing you today, because all this stuff goes back into the warehouse after I show it. There. And I don't want to make it so you can't buy it. This is a gorgeous piece. Also coming in a really secure little foam case. So you're going to get them intact, and you're going to be able to store them intact. She is so pretty. So then our next idea is going to be a tray look. Where'd my tray go? Here it is. And this is the round tray that also, you know, black would be really good with this. I just have this white one that I grabbed. Now that I'm setting it here, it is white-ish. It's a little bit more distressed wood. This is the largest size of the Jane open lantern. No, that is not right. Wow, that's completely the wrong tag. Kate knows what this one is. This will get a new tag. Holy cow, it says lantern on the tag. I don't even know how that happened. So we're going to lay that piece on there, and it's the perfect size. There you go. We've also got something that we've been showing in the store, and we just did this the other day for customers, I think on Sunday when we were open. We were putting orbs in the center of things, showing, we were debating with one customer on featuring this gorgeous pearl piece. She had 3 choices, so I thought they were all good choices. It's just a matter of personal preference. The pearl ball comes in 2 sizes. This is the 6-inch, maybe comes in more than 2 sizes. This is the 6-inch for $26 regular price. Of course, these are 25% off. And this particular guy at an 8-inch would also fit on here. I should have grabbed the 8-inch. That was an oversight. We also have, and this was real life activity on Sunday. We were doing this kind of thing, and she was just debating which her preference was. So let's see what you think. Then we tried this completely glittered one in soft silver. So this glittered orb is also 6 inches. It's a silver glittered ball ornament. It's lightweight. So if you're doing big pieces in your tree, this one won't be heavy for your tree. And that's a consideration. But then ultimately, what do you think? She ended up with this one, real blingy. And that is a sequined beaded foam orb. This is the largest of the ornaments. We also have a small one. So you've got more than one size to choose from of this, more than one size of this. And actually, I'm pretty sure this one also comes in a 4-inch. So you could do the combination on your tree of larges and smalls, or you can play with them as centerpieces, which has been done a lot, especially with this pearl one. A lot of people are picking this up as a centerpiece instead of an ornament. Sitting it in a candle ring, it's just something different, pretty, and inexpensive because they're less than the cost of like a water globe or a lighted piece, but they are equally pretty. So Michelle likes the pearl orb. Okay, back to the pearl. You know, it all works. It's just kind of a personal preference thing. So something different to do. That twig candle ring is the perfect size for this. We do have several other candle rings. I have a little basket down here that could create the same effect if you just want to buy a single piece and be done with it. There is this one, which is the this is the snowberry, and this one Kate's gonna laugh at me. This is called I can't remember, Kate. I can't remember. So all of these work too. She's been coaching me on the name of this thing, and for the life of me, I can never remember it. So that one looks beautiful with the pearl. These are all different candle rings that have about 6-inch openings. This one is definitely called a snowberry. This one is called maybe like Harmony or, oh my gosh, I just can't remember. There we go. And then we have this piece, which is completely snow covered. I know, Splash of Splendor. Thank you, Kate. Splash of Splendor. It does not have, I can't think of any reference to go with that. It's not sticking in my brain. But you can take any of these and sort of lay them together. So look at all these options just to feature an ornament, actually, if you want to do that. There. Isn't that just makes a big centerpiece, doesn't it? We need a tiny little fairy light set is what we need in there. Fairy lights make everything look better. I have them. They're just not in this room with me. And then we also could go back to our candle and try that. So lots of options here. Snowberry candle ring, Splash of Splendor candle ring, and this is a snowed cedar candle ring, which isn't as wired as these other two. These you can really shape because each little piece is shapeable. This one's going to be sort of straight as you see it here. So that's a pretty fun little idea for you of today, ornaments as centerpieces. You can just keep going all day long on that concept, can't you? Hopefully this is all helpful. When we do these designs at the store with customers, that's when you figure out ideas. It's just always like the process of doing it that you come up with the concepts later. So what I was going to say also about these ornaments, and I have several ornaments around me here, so I don't want to forget to show them. I heard what I do need is another tray. Do I have another tray? I'm going to have to leave the front of this camera to go get it. What we had planned for you today included ornaments and trays, and then I neglected to bring a lot of trays. I also wanted to show you all of the different kinds of deer. Here is another set of deer today. Oh dear, we have lots of deer. This particular set also comes in foam. These might be, don't fall over, these might be a pair. Are they a pair? No, you're going to buy them individually, but they are $62.50 for the sitting deer, and then the standing deer, $66.50. It should probably go like this and like this. That's how I would arrange them. And I would certainly jazz them up with some decor behind them. Let me see what I can find that will look good behind them. I wanted to use these birds, and I wanted to use some vines, some vines. So one thing about it, did you watch the other night, Tuesday night, when Kate showed you the latest pine sprays that came in? So all of our pine that has been here in our line for a couple months, of everything we were waiting on that Kate was the most excited about, it was this particular collection, and it all arrived, and she showed it to you for the first time Tuesday night. So this is the frosted cedar as opposed to the brighter green. This is gray green. It has a little bit of frost and a little bit of glitter on it. So this is the 3-foot piece, and I'm going to lay that with these deer without spilling anybody today. Let's see if I can get this all together, and then we're going to add some birds and some cuteness to it. Let me see if I can do that. And you can do a centerpiece with this whole thing pretty darn easily. So we're still stacking on our layered garland or layered runners. I'm going to stand him in the cedar, which will help stabilize him anyway. There we go. Got our pear in there. Let's add a little bit of decor to it. Move all this out of the way and add some cuteness. So what I wanted to show you today was this silver spray that I already used. Let me grab this back out again and show you how this works, because it's going to add the right kind of silver to our look. And this is our single little berry with the silver accents and glitter. So it's just a nice spriggy spray that you can tuck in and create with. And we're going to slip that under so it's hiding. And if I lift and tuck it under the cedar, hopefully you can see that, it just nestles itself perfectly. And in order to keep going, I'm going to not grab the other silver berry, but I would put one on each end. And then our little bird guys come, oh, I have a box open. They come in a box like this. They have clips on the bottom, and you could choose from this bird set of five pieces, 5 birds, or you get this bird set, which is a dozen. They both have clips. This one is much smaller, obviously. They have real feather tails, where these have like a little bark tail. I'll hold it up so you can see them. If you've never bought these before, they're just so fun. And yes, Tim's fave. Birds, birds, birds. So these little boxes with the 5 in there, they have different directions that they pose so that you have a nice assortment. And once you get some berries and some wispy things, you can just clip them into your design and add some interest that way. So I would probably also have found a branch to work through here, because birds on branches work especially well. So let's add those little babies, and he gets to hang out behind here. And then is there this silver lantern. So if I slide this all up, not dropping anything, behind me we have this gorgeous piece. So I may have, at the store, I have the large versions of this. I don't know if they're here or not. This is the silver aluminum lantern, and this is a 15-inch lantern, but you guys, it's made of cast aluminum. Can you see how that's constructed? This type of design, when they cast aluminum, is a more expensive finish than just regular metal. It's also heavier. This one's $165. There's large ones at the store, and if we have them here, the large one is probably 24 to 26 inches tall. They are huge. So this little guy is the perfect finish because you get the right silver combination. I like the color of silver in here with that, and I would probably keep it simple. And unfortunately, that's not going to fit in there. I wish it did. Will the candle go? But the candle does. So you can get, let me use a tall one. You can get your 3-inch LED pillar or any 3-inch candle inside of the lantern. It fits right through the sides. There you go. Classic. And if you have a modern house, I don't know why you wouldn't leave the silver out all the time if that's how your decor goes, if you do silver. So I'm just nestling it up behind there and making this whole grouping. And of course you could put a bow up here. You could add a little frou-frou. And if you didn't do a bow or a little piece of pine, you could clip a bird up on top here, which would be, that'd be the ultimate and cute, right? Just get a little piece of something, a scrap that you can clip the bird to, and it would just tie it all together and you'd have 3 birds. So that would be awesome. And the base of it is the new frosted cedar, which is 15% off. These are all $25. for the birds, the stems, the runner, and then this is a regular priced item in silver, at least as far as I know on that. Okay, another thing that would work, although I think I wouldn't use the birds in this scenario, I would probably keep it more modern and take the birds out. I'll show you these guys. The little modern nutcrackers, to me, the way the runner is, the lantern, it's a more modern concept. So I think if that was the case, you could get by with a simple look, a more modern style, and there's two different shapes of these nutcrackers. These are the white wood nutcrackers. They are movable. And let me measure how tall they are because the tag doesn't say. Here's the other style. So you could choose your favorite or you could get the pair. And here's the movement part, the little handle here. So that is a movable part on them. And then the clean lines of this modern look, I think would go perfectly with what we've got going on here, minus the cuteness factor. Just keep it simple. If somebody is, you know what else this would work good for? Like a more masculine look. If you're doing a man's office or something, that would be a concept that has just a simpler design to it. Looks like I would elevate this to get this design some height. That would work too. So the nutcrackers are going quickly. There's a few other styles. There's some larger white nutcrackers. There's a big one that has lights in his costume on the front of him. And there is a white and silver, more traditional style that I think might still be at the store. And of course, if there's something that you see online and it says sold out, remember to click into the product if you're still interested in it. Because once you click into the product and look at that item more closely and scroll down below the description, it will tell you if we have stock in our storefront. So it literally says storefront, and it will tell you if there's one or two or something in the store, and you just make a call or make a comment on your order notes of something else you maybe have ordered online and say, I'd like the nutcracker at the store, please add it to my order, and then Connie handles that and bills you for it. So that's how you buy items that you maybe know that are out of stock in the warehouse, especially as we're getting low. It's impossible when we get down to onesies to put it in the right place, I've noticed. It's a big decision. Where does it go? Stay at the store, come to the warehouse. So FYI, that's the info that everybody who watches us on a regular basis knows how to access. The stuff that you see that is storefront available. Okay, before I grab the items from the fireplace, I also wanted to share that this is the one pillow that I see in our inventory that is silver based. We have sold so many pillows. There's always room for pillows, right? We might have a couple of fur pillows. I know at the store we have a fur pillow. Here at the warehouse we have this particular kind of embroidered, beaded, and sequined. So if I hold it up close, in one corner you've got bugle beads, then you've got an embroidered cord design, then you've got a sequin design, and this is an 18-inch pillow with a cotton back that zips off, a polyfill, and a velvet front. Very, very pretty. I saw one of these here. I don't know if we have more than one, but it is the one remaining white and silver decor piece, which is hilarious. I guess everybody loves white and silver decor because we've definitely gone through all of it. Let me see if we can pull some of these flowers down and feature them with a couple other items. So I'm going to set these to the side, get some bubble wrap, and move everything out of the way. The collection today is just in white and silver as far as I could grab, but I also noticed that we have some other lit Christmas trees, and they're more of a warm color. So let me show you that item here. This is more ivory. It's still in the white family, but we have a more ivory finish. So here it is unlit. There is opalescent glitter, kind of like pulling more than one color in there. The opalescent glitter. Oh great, Kate found the pillow for you. It is $43. So this piece is a 12-inch tall light item. Yes, it is 12-inch tall. It is LED. It operates on 3 AA batteries. Good thing I keep batteries around all the time. You gotta have those. And then this is off on, let me see, is it off on timer? I think it's just off and on. I'm trying to tell. Batteries not included. Glass tree with lights. You know, usually you can feel it if it is off on and timer. I think it's just an off on item on that one today. But what I wanted to show you was that this particular guy goes well with some of these new swags. We have 2 different new like tabletop decor swags that can also hang. This one has a berry in the way. Can I move that berry? The discussion yesterday was this Ming pine. We haven't used it very much, and it is such a different look. Have you seen that before? It's a hand wrapped stem with a plastic pine accent. This is a swag called the Snowball Fight Swag for 86. So with this little Ming pine, it's just a different finish, and it's actually something you would get fresh in the wintertime on in Fresh Floral Designs. So if you've ever seen that before, we've never carried it that I can remember in recent years. A Ming pine stem. It also has natural pine cones, frosted cedar. This is 26 inches long, and it makes a great backdrop. What I wish I had today that Jennifer is suggesting is short, wide candle holders. We're gonna have to restock those things. They always run out. You bought all of our red glass Santa candle holders. Those are gone. All my favorite things are gone. So if this little piece sits right over here, the swag is on sale for $72, and I think I missed the price on the tree, but it is a little bit more of an ivory color. So that combo looks pretty together. Of course, this could sit in our candle ring options, and I would probably, this Splendor candle ring is my favorite pick for that look. Look at how perfectly that fits right there. So you could do the Splendor candle ring, or you could lay it on your table and do a bunch of decor with your tree and put things together. How would it look with the silver deer? What do you think about silver with that? I think that would work just fine. It's kind of a warmer silver anyway, so that silver deer set with this tree would pair up nicely. It's a good nightlight, isn't it? I think it's a pretty color, something different. The other swag that I have behind me could hang. It is meant to hang horizontally, I guess is how the designer wired that hanger. I don't know who made this one, Kelsey or Linda. I didn't, but this one's gorgeous, all spiky. It's got an icy branch in here. This is the Winter Bliss swag. How does that look? And Kate may have shown you these also earlier this week. Hopefully we have enough that they stay in stock for a little while. Very pretty. That also would be amazing with the deer. Here, I'll show you the color so you can see how the deer picks up the tones. This has that cool leaf in it. That's sort of a champagne color. And hey, this one has the twig structure I was talking about built right in. So if you buy this swag, you need to buy some birds. Look how cute this is. This little birdie guy can really hang out in this one because there's several bendable tips on the branches here to place your birds on. You could easily get 3 birds in here based on these branches that are wired throughout the piece. So that would be a lot of fun. Also, if you gave it as a gift, we know these winter items in our new winter floral collection that we're building right now, these are meant to transition after the holidays. So a piece like this is at 15% off because it's not a Christmas item. We're considering this part of our winter collection, which, by the way, is what we are doing on Saturday. So if you didn't hear, designs are going to be created on Saturday live for 6 hours. So I can't lose my voice or get a sore throat. We've got to do 6 hours worth of lives this coming Saturday. If you've ever watched our DIY design day, that is a full day of creating beautiful floral arrangements using kits that are going online right now. So the kit itself is going to be available times 30 different choices. We're going to design each and every one of them on live video. If you purchase a kit, you just go back and watch that segment of the live video to see how to put it together. So all of that's happening on Saturday starting at 9 a.m. Central. You don't want to miss it because that is the last one for this year, actually, will be this coming Saturday's DIY day. Let me check out a couple of the other fun things behind me on the fireplace. This really needs to go with birds, don't you think? It does. So Kate's dropped the link there. If you join the event by marking yourself as going, physically, yes, you're not coming here, but you're attending virtually. So if you are, just mark yourself as going, and then you can also right there in the event, share it to your page if you want to, or you can share it with a friend and invite a friend to come along and watch. So it's a fun time. We do a lot of designing, kind of like rapid designing, but we also have some in-depth ways of getting these things designed online that show you exactly how to put it together so you don't have to be afraid of it. There's easy ones and there's more challenging ones. This one would be a more challenging one. It's got lots of components. If you are a creator and you like to make designs yourself, drop-ins, I think, are a good starter item. This one has many components. Some of them that we're going to be doing for our live design day have less components, so they're easier. But this gorgeous piece is the Winter Fantasy drop-in. It's going to be $25 off today, so it'll be just over $75. And this drop-in is beautiful. It has 28 inches is the height. I did shorten it a little bit by bending the stems to put it in this cool glass vase here. So this vase, I just had to bend about 2 inches of the bottom of the stems. Oh darn, there's no title on this vase. This is a clear glass vase with a mirrored chrome accent pattern. So isn't that pretty? Talk about modern. That also would be a good vase to go with those cool runners that we had. This piece is finished in the round. You've got your white fern, your eucalyptus is snowed, and then this funky leaf is one of the fun things in here. It's like a fir leaf. We still have that spray available. So that piece is a fun one. We're running out of time. And then we also created a new edition. Well, no, this isn't new. This is restocked. So this note is reminding me that Kelsey just remade these. And this is now available again in the online store. It had sold out the Morning Frost drop-in. The Morning Frost drop-in. So I added it to inventory quickly, and it's displayed in our gray wash Paulownia wood base. There's the opening. And then your bundle is going to fit in any vase that's maybe 12 to 16 inches tall. So that one was just restocked. And then we also, whoops, I'll just swap these out. We have 3 drop-ins for you today in white. This is the other one, which needs to be shorter. This is the Frosted Rose drop-in. So I'll just hold it in front of the vase. The Frosted Rose drop-in has white berries, the great little wild rose that everybody loves, and a brighter green accent stem in the middle. The leaf in the middle is brighter. So that's a pretty one. What I always like to tell people is if you need silver in these, where did I put that stem? You can add silver to, I just threw it somewhere and I've lost it. You can add silver to anything. You just have to have a bit of a stem to do so. So this piece, for instance, this fern that we used earlier, I was going to grab the silver berry, but wherever I laid it, I don't see it. You could add a single stem, even though you don't even need to wire it in. You just need to work it through and drop it in the vase along with it. Look how that would add your silver touch to the drop-in. So super easy if you want to grab a white design, of which I've just shown you 3, adding a silver stem. This maidenhair fern is perfect, and then that little silver bead spray that I showed you twice would also be a great item to add in there to focus the silver and really make it show up. So that would be a thought. Now my combo behind me, I didn't want to forget to tell you about this. This is the Hemingway garland. I think I can sort of hold it like this so you can see it. The Hemingway garland is the regular 6-foot long snow garland made of this. It's very wide, very full, And then I centered one of the iced magnolia leaf garlands. They are 5 feet long. Is the Hemingway 9 feet or 6 feet? It might be longer than 6 feet. So I've centered this in the middle. You could put 2 iced magnolia leaf garlands in there and find the center and lay one going one way and one going the other way. But all I did was lay them together, and then I lifted the white pine through the magnolia leaves. So that worked out well. And then just lightly laying on here is our Borealis orb garland, which is electric and it plugs in. So it's not a battery operated garland. It's 6 feet long, so it's perfectly sized for this combination. And you would just tuck them in there and hide the light cords. It's not hard to do at all. So that's my design on the mantle today. I've just been kind of working through different garland combos every time I go live to show you some things that are different that you might not have put together before. And that one is extra full. There's a lot of fullness to it. So there we have it today. All the things, everybody. I am thinking I'm out of time right now. But so far, how are you hanging in the windows? Any of these garlands? If you're doing window garlands, I suggest command hooks. Basically, command hooks are our friend. I'm going to slide this forward so I can reach. And you can certainly add lots of different things in with command hooks, whether on the glass or on the wall above it. So that works too. All right, everybody. Thanks so much for hanging out with us today. You have links galore for all the things I showed today. We're going to be back tomorrow, same time, same place. I'm going to sneak out of the store and come hang out with you for an hour every day. So we'll catch up with you tomorrow. Thanks, everybody. Bye-bye.